Hey everyone, Nuno here and welcome to today's video. So as you probably can see, we are going to do today a Cities Skylines video, and basically it's a basic tips video. So let's go right into the video and let's start with the first tip, okay? So the first tip is pause the game. Why you want to pause the game? The moment you start placing your roads, and let's just build a road in here like that. Let's unpause it. What's gonna happen is you're gonna start paying money. You're gonna pay weekly income for road maintenance. That's it. So if you don't pause the game, what's gonna happen is you're gonna start losing money, and you don't want to do that. Okay? So the first thing you should do: pause the game and then go forward. Tip number 2, and let's go to tip number 2 because it's also an important one. You have to look around the map, okay? You have to look around, try to figure out, like I'm doing right now, trying to figure out what kind of layout you're gonna do in this square. Now, don't be afraid of space, because you're gonna have a lot more space. You can see you have this entire region. Basically you can have like 9 squares without any mods, and if you have mods you can even have more than those 9 squares, and each square is really big and you're gonna have enough space for building a city. So don't be afraid of looking around and trying to figure out where you want to have your industrial zones, where you want to have your residential and your commercial zone. Right now I don't have yet the access for the resources in the map at the moment, but I can tell you right now that this region in here, which is, you know, a little bit lighter, seems like a good farming place, probably. So that's something to have in mind, and probably also this area in here, if we unlock, it seems like a very good place for basically a tree or a wood cutting industrial zone. I don't know if that's something we should do, but right now, before doing anything, I'm just looking around and trying to figure out what to do. Tip number 3 is basically place your industrial area nearby the exit and entrance of your highway. So what I would do basically would be do something like this. You know, I'm just gonna place a little bit of a road in here, okay, and maybe, just maybe, some extra streets in here so that we can place our industrial zone around here. So let's place our industrial zone in here. Okay, let's go here. Let's go like, I don't know, maybe we're gonna go like this. Okay, so this could be our industrial zone. Now another tip is you could place some commercial nearby these industrial. So if you're in real life, if you're going to your work, you would like to see some coffees nearby your industrial, right? So maybe, just maybe, let's say that we remove this in here, and let's place a small coffee in here, or a small commercial area over there. We could also place some other commercial areas in here, small ones, don't need to be big ones. I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's just some, you know, a little bit of a tip if you want to do that. Now another thing, you should not place residential and industrial nearby. So industrial will be in here, it's going to go pollute a lot, so we want to do probably residential a little bit further, not that further away, so we still have these as our main avenue. So I would do probably something like this around here, maybe a little bit bigger. So around here we could do a small crossing. You could go around here as much as it can go around here. So in here you can start doing some residential location or areas, like a small residential area in here, and maybe another one around here. Right, let's go like this. Okay, you don't want to place too many crossings nearby. Okay, you want to have a little bit more space. Imagine this as a real life. If there are too many crossings, what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of traffic in those locations, in that position. So it's not going to be an easy thing to think about. Also, you don't want to miss out rails. Now, what I'm saying rails is right now we don't have access to any public transportation, and rails are only going to be available, and we can try to see when you have rails available. Let me see when it opens. I think it's when you get. Okay, it's here. When you get around 9,500 people. Okay, so you're gonna have to unlock and wait for a lot until you can unlock rails. And honestly, rails are going to be a life-saving for you guys and for me too, and not for everyone, because rails will allow you to definitely take away all the traffic, all that extra traffic. Now, if there's a lot of people that don't have any public transportation and they want to move from a faraway location to another one, they will go to the highway or to the nearest road with their cars. Now, if they have the train, it's probably going to be cheaper, it's going to be better, there's going to be less traffic, they're going to go there faster. So trains and rails are something you should have in mind in the future. Okay, so think about them because they will help out traffic later on. Okay, another tip I would like to give you guys is when you're placing roads, like I was doing in here, have in mind that you may need to upgrade them further on the on the game. So you will want to probably upgrade them to medium or eventually even high density. Let me see where it is. Oh, here it is. To a large road. So you may want to upgrade them to large or even medium. And whenever you upgrade, and we can do these examples, so we're going to upgrade these roads, as you guys can see, to large. What happens is, as you guys can see with the blue square, it's going to increase the number of squares you can have by 1. Okay, so by doing that, what this means is you're going to have more space or more area over there that you can, you know, place your zoning. So whenever you are upgrading your roads, let's go back, and I'm already losing a lot of money in here. Whenever you place your roads, don't forget that you may need to upgrade them later on. So think about that. We want to place a water pump and a water drain pipe, okay? And to know where you're going to place them, you have to look on your map to the water direction, okay? Because you don't want to place in this case a water drain pipe or a sewage pipe in here and then a water pipe in here, because what's going to happen is the water is going to move all the pollution to your water pump. So you want to place first the water pump in here, which is nearby the beginning of your map, and you may want to place your sewage, or in this case your I always forget the name, the water drain pipe. You want to place it further down on the river, basically, or on the water. Now you don't want to place them too close by because it's also going to pollute your water pump. So, but you may want to avoid having them too far away. I could say that probably around here is a good location, so the pollution will never go to your water pipes, and it's nearby enough so that you don't spend too much money with pipes, basically, and definitely with water. Now, regarding the pipes, and this is something I think it's very important that you guys understand, you want to optimize your water pipes, okay? And I would say you probably want to do something like this. And as you guys can see, you have a radius, okay? All this blue area is the radius where all the water is going to be used, basically. And you want to optimize it as best as you can. So if you're going to place another water pump, which you may do, let me just go a bit further in here. Okay, so we have all this area, and which is something you will probably want to do. You don't want to be overlapping because that's not optimizing it, but you don't want to leave white spaces. You want to be as close as possible. So I would say like this in here seems good to me. And as you guys can see, This means I get as much as an optimization as possible, and it's all connected, and you have pretty much all the entire area. You can also do, because we have enough money, let's just go over here and do the same thing. Okay, you do not want to overlap, at least not as much. In this case, you see there's a small space over there. I don't think there's much of a problem, but if so, you overlap a little bit, but don't overlap too much, okay? That's not something you want to do. And in here, it's also the same way. You don't want to overlap too much. And okay. So the entire region is optimized with my water pipes. Now, as you guys can see, all this region is fully optimized with the water pumps. Okay. Now, power, energy. This is an important thing you need to understand, or we need to understand. The first thing is you only have two possibilities of energy early on the game. Now you have the wind power turbines. If you want to look at it, they are cheaper than building, of course, a coal power plant, which is a little bit more expensive. But the coal power plant will produce 40 megawatts, while the wind turbine will only produce between 0 to 8, because it depends on the location you're gonna place it. Now, as you guys can see in here, the darker areas, they're gonna give you more energy than on the light areas. But my opinion is initially use wind power. Okay, you're gonna want to use it, so it's cheaper and it's good enough. And I would say you could use it until you reach 7 wind turbines. Okay, but because that's when the moment that the coal power plant is pretty much the same value, or produces the same energy, and than the other one. Still, I would say that if you reach 4 wind turbines, you should change later on. After that, you should change for a coal power plant. Okay. Either way, I'm gonna place in here right now 2 wind power turbines, basically wind turbines. And what happens is, I'm not gonna use. This is optimizing the space. Why? Because I'm not using power lines. I'm just placing 2 of them because they're gonna be needed. And instead of using power lines to power the pump and the sewage, I'm just using their own radius. Okay. For the city itself, you want to do, of course, the lines. So you just try to avoid spending too much money on the lines. You know that you are going to place nearby your industrial area. You also want to place them nearby. Let me just see. I have commercial. I don't have commercial over there. I don't have any zones over there, but I could definitely go over the highway and I don't know, maybe go like this. Okay. Oh, no. I did it bad. Didn't do it correctly. Okay. So something like this, where my zone, all the zones will receive energy. Well, when you unlock the first utility buildings, which is garbage, healthcare, and education, you could right away place those buildings. The problem with that is it may be too big of an effort for your budget. So you may not want to place them all right away. You start placing them by the request. So you can look in here and see how is education. I mean, you have 171 people that can go to elementary schools, which are the only ones you can have available at the moment. Garbage right now, your people are not producing too much garbage, but it's something you should be having in mind too. And health, you have like a 6th citizen. So you may want to start building at least the landfill site. You don't want to place them nearby your city because it's going to pollute. and it's going to pollute a lot. So you may want, and this is just my tip in here, you may want to extend a little bit the road in the industry, right now for me at least, and you place it right here. Okay, you place a landfill over there. Okay, so garbage trucks will be collecting garbage mainly from your industry, where is going to be producing a lot more garbage, but also you'll have some of them that will go to your citizens to take off their trash. Okay, now I have more money right now. I have a little bit more money. I'm making almost 1,000 per week, so I may place right now a school. You want to place a school in a location that is accessible to all of your inhabitants. You see, the elementary school basically. So I'm gonna place it in here in the main street. It's also a good idea to have it on a larger road than on a shorter road. And we may want to have a clinic also, so let's place one in this direction. Okay. Another thing that is important is there's going to be a moment in your game that you will need to take a loan because you don't have enough money. Let's say, for instance, let's look at our energy. We have very little energy left. You see, our target is going right into the yellow and then to the red. When that happens, when we start losing energy, that we are going to start losing energy, we want to build another power plant. Now, we may not have enough money because I may need to place some other buildings. I may not have enough money to buy another wind turbine, or maybe I don't want to buy any more wind turbine. I want to buy a coal power plant. When that happens, I will need definitely to take a loan. So don't be afraid of taking loans. They're in there because you need them. So there's a reason why they're in there. So take a loan and try to build a bigger and more powerful city. Don't be afraid of loans, okay? Okay, so when available, you should be placing a firehouse near your industrial zone because there's going to be a lot of fires and stuff you cannot control. And if you place a fire, let's go, a firehouse, that means this area is going to be more under control. So let's place one in here because we have enough money. And it not only will take control of all your industrial area, but also it's going to take control of a little bit of your residential. If you have enough money, you can also place another firehouse near your citizens or your residential area. Also, you should be placing a police station whenever you have enough money. So right now I did take one loan. I don't have enough money, and I'm not producing enough money to compensate taking another loan and making another investment on a police station, to be honest. And finally, my last tip for you guys, and one of the most important tips on these basic tips, basically, is to have fun. Enjoy your game and enjoy playing the game. As you guys can see, we already have a small town with a lot of residential area in here, and it does look nice, right? Small little place, looks nice. And have fun, guys. This is the most important thing you can do in the game. Now, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up and also a comment down below. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can now buy some t-shirts for a limited time, I'm afraid. And they are very simple t-shirts. They only have like the logo of the channel, but honestly, I think they're really good looking, and I think they could be, they could be something cool for you guys to use if you want to, and definitely you will be helping out the channel. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Cheers.